So, Joel, hi. So remember everyone at the beginning. I think I talked. Well, maybe I didn't. I maybe didn't cover this at the time. One of the things. This is a sustainable community. It's an eco village, and one of the things that we have found out in the whole co-housing movement is how important the community is to not only the creation of a sustainable community, but the life of the sustainable community. So community is the blood, is the mother of and maintains the sustainable nature of the entire community, or the built community. And what I mean by that is, just give you a short example. If you're in a condo and they may build to the absolute limits of sustainability. They may have every new trick that there is to have. But in a typical condo, it's harder to get greener than what it is at the beginning. It's always maintained, but may never get greener than that, because condos are very difficult to motivate their residents to invest more money than what they have to pay for their HOA dues. It's just a little bit difficult to do that. But co-housing communities built around sustainability and built around and that are intentional communities, what we find in co-housing is that we do get greener. So in my own community of Tacoma Village, we have added so many green features since we were built 23 years ago. So community and sustainability are in this symbiotic relationship. And when I was thinking about Altair and deciding that I would help with this facilitation, I thought, it's really interesting that community married sustainability, and they had a child, and that child was Altair Eco Village. And so with that, we're going to just turn that right over to Joel to tell us some specifics, generally what the Eco Village principles are. So Joel, do you want to go ahead and start?
Yes, thank you. Can everybody hear me? I wanted to start with the basic principles of EcoVillage, and this is from the Global EcoVillage Network, which is an international organization. There are literally hundreds of ecovillages around the world. Every one of them is different. However, they have come together around these four principles. They've identified their assets. They're adapting solutions according to their scale and their context. They are in communication with each other. They engage everybody in the project. So the first aspect that we were discussing is called the social aspect. We recognize each other and relate, fostering our cultural differences as well. We also embrace holistic and preventative health practices as part of aging in place. We also provide meaningful work, and everyone helps manage or maintain the community to the extent that they can. And as was mentioned before, we very much are involved with promoting education. We learn from each other. We bring in people to help us understand what we're doing. We are a 501c4 association, and we have a mission of helping other organizations try to help form community. So I'm currently working with 2 or 3 other co-housing communities as an architect and project manager. I've been at it a while. Next. The ecological aspect is fairly obvious for an eco-village, but it varies greatly depending on the eco-village. There are some eco-villages that grow all their own food and are self-maintaining. However, we have several community-supported agriculture groups in the area. So we're going to be focusing on what you see here as a raised bed community garden that we all would participate in. We also, of course, are protecting nature, guarding our open areas, and protecting biodiversity. We are going to have a very extensive and rigorous program called the Sites Initiative, which is the U.S. Green Building Council rating system. This is a 10-year plan. The people who join our community are going to have to maintain the site at the same level that we are at our silver certificate. Next. The cultural, spiritual aspect, and this is true, of course, with co-housing communities in general. We share a common vision, or we wouldn't be together, but we also express the uniqueness of each community. So we've had several seminars in this regard, including our own Alan Ohashi out of Silver Sage, who led us in some exercises demonstrating the diversity within our own cultures. So we're very flexible, and we are willing to respond to difficulties and work through our issues with each other. This is something that's common in all co-housing communities. This very colorful and playful slide shows our community support agriculture in Kimberton across from the Waldorf School. They had a lot of fun putting this slide together, but it demonstrates keeping the money within the community. There are a lot of eco-villages who have their own economic system. That is not what we are doing as a co-housing community, but we do have agreements, and we do work with local communities. One of the site's credits that we get is to work with workers from the community to help build it. That it is quite an extensive program that we get involved with to get some of these credits. And a lot of it has to do with the homegrown aspect of what we're doing. So those are all general principles. I highlighted one of the businesses. Margot showed you the other, the Kimberton Whole Foods. But we also have our own Community Arts Alliance. We have chiropractic and medical practices. We've got historic buildings, trails nearby. There's a great deal in our community and a lot of reasons to live here. So there is your general. Here's what we're not. I love throwing this slide in. Here's a guy watching a fireplace on TV. He's got a gas can off to the side there. This is not what we're doing.